Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are stepping right onto the tee box for a battle that's been brewing for years. We're talking about a real clash for the Iron Throne of golf.
You know, for nearly a decade, one iron has just completely dominated the market. But now, a serious new contender has just stepped into the ring. So, the big question is, can it actually dethrone the king? We're about to find out as we put two of 2025's most anticipated irons head-to-head.
All right, first up, let's meet the contenders in this title fight.
So in one corner, you've got the reigning champ, the TaylorMade P790. I mean, this is the icon, right? It's the club that totally shocked the market. It proved you could have a hollow body packed with all this tech for distance and forgiveness, but still make it look like a sleek, classic blade. It's been the standard everyone's been chasing for years.
And in the other corner, we have the challenger, the brand new Titleist T250. And let's be real, Titleist is tired of watching TaylorMade wear the crown. So they've designed this thing from the ground up with one goal in mind. Not just to rival the P790, but to be even better.
Okay, let's get right into it, starting with the tail of the chape. I'm talking about how these clubs actually look and feel when you set them down behind the ball.
So when you look down at a dress, you can immediately spot some pretty clear differences. The P790, it's got a slightly thicker top line, a bit more offset, and for a lot of golfers, that just screams confidence. But the T250, it's much sleeker, it's got that thinner top line, less offset, giving it that traditional blade-like player's look.
Okay, looks are one thing, but the real test, the real question is how do they perform out on the course when the pressure's on?
So, out on the course, it only took one, let's say imperfect swing, to immediately reveal the P790's most famous and maybe its most valuable feature. And this right here, this quote just captures the magic of the P790. The tester straight up says, it wasn't a good strike, but look where it's finished. And that one moment, a bad hit that still ends up on the green, that's the forgiveness that sells a ton of golf clubs, and it's exactly why TaylorMade has owned this market.
But the T250 answered right back, though with a totally different kind of strength. This thing was just effortless to get up in the air, producing a really high ball flight. And when you did catch one pure, oh, that feedback was a much softer, more satisfying thump. The kind of feel that golf purists absolutely live for. Okay, so feel is one thing, but you know what they say? The launch monitor doesn't lie. So let's head into the studio, because the data here tells a really fascinating story about what's actually going on under the hood with these two irons. And wow, as soon as we pull up the numbers, the very first thing that jumps off the page is a pretty major gap in just raw, pure distance.
Yeah, take a look at this. It really shows that power difference perfectly. The P790 was consistently carrying further. We're talking sometimes by as much as 10 yards. And you might be asking why. Well, it all comes down to one thing: spin. See, the P790 creates what's basically a knuckleball effect. It has way less spin, which lets it just cut through the air and go, go, go. But, and this is a huge but, that lower spin can make it a lot tougher to stop the ball on the green when you're hitting an approach shot. Now, when we look at consistency, the data's just crystal clear. The T250 spin rate, it could jump around a bit, but the P790, it was an absolute machine. Even though the spin was low, it was consistently low. You knew exactly what you were going to get every single time.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial point. The data really lays out a clear choice for you. Are you the kind of player who wants the P790's consistent, powerful distance? Or do you prefer the T250's higher launch, that softer feel, and maybe a little more spin to get that extra stopping power on the greens?
All right, so after battling it out on the course and in the studio, what's the final verdict? Which one of these powerhouse irons should you be thinking about for your back?
Let's start with the P790. Who is this for? Well, this is for the player who wants every single last yard. If you want that confidence, looking down knowing that even your bad shots have a safety net, and you just value predictable, powerful results over everything else, then the champion absolutely holds its ground. But then there's the Titleist T250, and it makes a really compelling case for a totally different type of player. If you're the person who loves that sleek, classic iron look, and you want the control that a higher ball flight gives you, this is your club. This is for the golfer who really wants to feel the strike, and hey, is willing to get up a few yards in exchange for that precision and feedback.
So in the end, the throne is still very much up for grabs. The P790 hasn't been knocked off its perch, not yet, but for the first time in a long time, it has a truly serious rival. So the choice really comes down to you and a very simple question for your own game. What do you need most? Is it more power and forgiveness, or is it more feel and precision?